It was the kind of place most people only dreamed of, owning a small but sturdy cabin nestled deep in the mountains, surrounded by tall pines and the steady whisper of a creek. For Daniel Miller, the cabin wasn't just a weekend retreat. It was a sanctuary built with his own hands over the course of several summers. He had purchased the land outright, free from any neighborhood restrictions or homeowner associations. At least that's what he thought. One summer morning, Daniel drove up the dirt road, expecting to find his cabin waiting for him. Instead, what greeted him was a shocking sight. Rubble where his home once stood. The deck was splintered, the chimney toppled, and the walls reduced to broken beams. Spray-painted on one remaining board were the words, "Non-compliance, HOA action." Stunned and furious, Daniel quickly learned that the neighboring subdivision's HOA president, Linda Harris, had ordered the demolition, claiming that Daniel had refused to pay community fees. The problem was obvious. Daniel's land wasn't even part of the HOA. He had no contracts, no agreements, and no obligations to them whatsoever. When he confronted Linda, she arrogantly declared, "Your cabin is within the visual range of our community, and as such, you must abide by our rules." Her confidence was bolstered by years of bullying neighbors into submission. But this time, she had picked the wrong fight. Daniel filed a complaint with local authorities, and before long, federal agents from the U.S. Department of Justice got involved. Property destruction, trespassing, and fraud weren't neighborhood disputes. They were serious crimes. Federal investigators quickly uncovered that Linda had been overstepping her authority for years, extorting fees from properties that legally had nothing to do with the HOA. Worse, she had hired an unlicensed contractor to carry out the cabin's demolition, leaving a trail of violations in her wake. When the case went to court, Linda walked in with her usual air of superiority. She expected a slap on the wrist, convinced she could talk her way out of it. But as federal prosecutors laid out the evidence bank, transfers, threatening letters, and sworn testimonies, her smugness evaporated. The judge didn't see a concerned HOA leader. He saw a woman who had abused her power, destroyed private property, and defrauded innocent landowners. Linda was found guilty of multiple charges, including destruction of private property and fraud. The court ordered her to pay Daniel restitution for the cabin, along with hefty fines and community service. For Daniel, the ruling was bittersweet. The cabin could be rebuilt, but the sense of violation would linger, still as he stood once. Again on his land, watching the sun dip behind the mountains, he knew justice had prevailed and that no